everybody. Welcome to Girl Scouts of Kentucky's Wilderness Road Council virtual program. We're doing Girl Scouts Healthy at Home virtual yoga program. So this is a first for me. It's probably a first for many of you too. So before we get started, if you don't already have a yoga mat or a towel out, take this time to grab a towel, grab a yoga mat, or you can just use like a carpeted floor, even hard floor, that's fine. But you might want a towel or something for anything we do on our knees today. And a couple of things I wanted to show you before we begin the yoga routine. If you happen to have any pinwheels around your house, there is a fun breathing exercise you can do called pinwheel pranayama. And with your pinwheel, you will take a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, the pinwheel will spin, and it's a very relaxing activity, so it's something that's really good to do if you're feeling tense or you just need a little space to calm down. If you've got a pinwheel handy, breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Another fun thing you can do, if you've got any pom-poms in your craft supply box or whatever you have, we call it toga. So pick one of your favorite songs, maybe it's, maybe 3 to 4 minutes long. Grab a big thing of pom-poms at the beginning of the song, throw the pom-poms about the floor, and by the end of the song, you'll want to grab all of the pom-poms, bring them to your towel or your mat. And this is really good for your feet. So you can even have contests. If you've got siblings or parents or other family members in your home, you can have a contest to see who can get the most pom-poms onto their mat by the end of the song. So yeah, something fun for you guys to try afterward. If you've got any pom-poms, or actually cotton balls work really well in a pinch. So set those aside, and I think we're ready to get started. Let's see. Hey everybody. So yeah, grab your mat, grab your towel, and we're gonna start in a seated position. Now, I don't have music playing today. Normally I would have a playlist playing, but due to copyright laws, I'm not going to have that available for Facebook Live. However, if you watch this later, I will share a Spotify playlist in the comments. If you'd like to take a moment to, grab your phone or another device and stream your own playlist, feel free to listen to your own music while I guide you through this yoga sequence. And at the end, I'll guide you through a short meditation, and I hope you guys get some of your stir crazies out and feel really relaxed. I know where we're spending more time inside our homes, I get the stir crazies. So I've got to move my body around, and that's so good for us. It's good for our immune system. It's good for our mental state. So it's good for your mind, body, and soul. So join me, and we'll get a start here seated on our mats. Okay. So from our seats, we'll begin with a few deep breaths, okay? Big inhale and exhale. Now, like that pinwheel pranayama, we're going to breathe in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do some little wrist rolls while we're seated here. Maybe your breathing returns back to a normal pattern, normal breath in and out. Then we can reverse. Yeah, bring your wrists back down to your knees. Let's do that one more time. Wrist rolls all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, wrist rolls back down to our knees. Okay, let's get some of the tension out of our necks. Maybe you've been sitting slouched over, staring at your phone, or maybe your laptop or iPad because you've been doing schoolwork or actual work for you, mom, dad, nana, papa, whoever. So let's work some of that out. So let's do some shoulder rolls. Let's roll the shoulders up toward the ears and back. One more time. Up and back. Now kind of try to make a circle where you bring the shoulders all the way forward, up and back and down. Let's reverse. Let's go back, up, and down. All right. So I'm starting to feel a little loosened up, and I hope you are too. Let's bring our right ear to our right shoulder. If you're doing a mirror image of me, I think it'd be left, but go ahead and roll your neck all the way to the opposite ear, opposite shoulder, and reverse. Now this time let's go all the way in a circle. So we're going to come over to the other side, and then we're going to roll the neck all the way back. And reverse. Make a complete circle. And release. All right. I'm going to check the controls here just to make sure everything is good. Can you guys hear me? Get some confirmation the volume's good. It's a little bit different doing yoga without music, so I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Hey guys. Hey Patty, Brittany, Athena, Penny. All right, awesome. Okay, so one of my favorite things to do here in seated position, this will work out some of our sillies too, because you can't do this and not laugh at yourself. But it's a really great way to relax and get some tension out. Maybe you're frustrated because your routine's been disrupted. I know I'm frustrated, but this is called lion's pose. So you'll sit here in an easy seat. You're going to breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe out, you're going to stick your tongue all the way out, and you're going to roar like a lion. So I'll do it once as an example, and then the next time you guys can do it with me, okay? See, it's totally silly. You feel ridiculous doing it. You feel so silly, but it feels really, really good. So next time, you guys do it with me, okay? So we're going to inhale and exhale. You guys can do that one more time. Come on. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Okay, so let's get into some movement. So we're going to come to hands and knees. So you'll be here in a tabletop position. Your shoulders should be stacked above the wrist here. Knees are stacked under the hips. We're going to inhale, drop our bellies down, gaze comes up, tailbone is pointed toward the ceiling. This is cow pose. Exhale, curve your back, tailbone comes toward the floor, and you're going to tuck your chin under, gaze is toward your belly for cat. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale for cow, feel your chest broadening as you look up, and exhale. Here we go into cat. Gaze toward your belly in between your feet. And inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. One more time. And if you want to make some noise with this, kids, feel free. Go ahead and make your best cow noise. I know you've got it in you. You've got a little moo. And exhale. Let's hear for those cats. Meow. All right, great job. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to kind of give our backs a break. We're going to push through our palms, and we're going to push our bottoms back, hips back to meet our heels, okay? So this is child's pose here, and you can keep your knees together, or you can spread your knees wide, depending on how deep you want to go here. I like to keep them up about where we were in tabletop, and then push back for child's pose. And we're going to flow through to cobra. So we're going to inhale, come up, and then we're going to push our hips forward for a gentle back bend. Gaze goes up toward the ceiling. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale, look up for cobra. And exhale, child's pose. Let's do that one more time. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Here in child's pose, we're going to push up into downward facing dog. This might be one of the yoga poses you're most familiar with, and we're going to come to downward dog several times through our yoga program today. So go ahead and tuck the toes under. And after you tuck the toes, lift the knees up, push your hips back, and you're going to bring your heels toward the floor. They don't have to touch, but you're going to straighten the legs, keeping the knees soft, pushing those heels down. And as you're pushing into your heels, you're going to push into your hands as well. So spread your fingertips wide for downward dog. Now we're going to flow from downward dog to a high plank. So without moving our hands and feet, we're coming forward to stack the shoulders above the wrists for plank. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. All right, inhale for plank, exhale, downward dog. And at any time, you can come to child's pose for rest. Go ahead and come down if you're ready. If not, we'll do one more time. Inhale for plank, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, now look to your hands. Go ahead and step forward. So here we are in forward fold, another very common yoga pose. And since this is our first forward fold, let's go ahead and wrap our hands around opposite elbows, and we're going to sway side to side. Loosen up here, and you can go ahead and to release your neck, you can nod your head yes, you can shake your head no. All right, inhale, we're going to slowly come up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Great job, guys. Okay, so we'll spread our feet hips width apart, and that's from your inner hip, not your outer hip. So about like this, face you guys. So it's your inner hip, not your outside. So this is our mountain. In mountain, we want to make sure our feet are completely rooted into the floor, into the ground. Imagine if your foot had four corners. You'd have the front corners would be your big toe and your pinky toe, and then you've got back two corners at the heel of your foot. Try to plug all four corners of your feet into the ground. Bring your hands out. Spine is neutral. Shoulders are up out of the ears. Gaze is forward. All right, we're going to sweep the hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge at your hips and come down to the ground for a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Don't come all the way up. Maybe rest your hands on your shins or your knees. Exhale, plant your hands, then step back into that high plank. Now from high plank, we're going to slowly lower to the ground, and you can do this by knees first and then lowering, or from plank, you can just go ahead and lower. All right, from here, we're going to push up into that cobra again. Inhale, then tuck the toes under, push your hips up for down dog. And while we take a couple of breaths here, feel free to pedal the feet. Maybe you need to stretch out the calves a little, so alternate bending one knee and straightening one leg and then the other. All right, now step forward and we're going to halfway lift, inhale, exhale, breathe out for forward fold. Next time you breathe in, come all the way up, raise your hands, bring your hands down to heart center. All right, let's do that one more time. You guys did great. Okay, inhale, arms up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank, lower, rise for cobra, inhale, exhale, tuck the toes, push back into your downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Try to distribute your weight evenly between your hands and your feet, spreading your fingertips wide. Gaze can go toward your knees. Now step forward, inhale, half lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Great job, you guys just did a sun salutation twice. Now we're gonna do that one more time, another round of sun salutations, and we're gonna add an extra step, okay? All right, inhale, arms up, and now we're gonna sit back into chair pose. So you can keep your hands up, or you can even bring them out in front of you if that feels better for your shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. High plank, lower. Rise for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now this time, we're going the right leg, and that's your 3-legged dog. You're gonna bring your knee forward, plant your right foot between your hands, and stay on the toes of your left foot. You're gonna rise for a high lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. We're gonna do that again on the other side. Lower the knees, lower all the way down, push up into cobra. On your next exhale, back into downward dog. Now raise your left leg and bring the right foot between the hands. Great job. Okay, keep high on the toes there of your right foot and balance, rise strong and tall. Great job. High lunge and lower. Back to plank, back down, into cobra. And we're gonna hold this down dog for 5 breaths. And at any time, if you want to take a rest, feel free at any time to come down, back to your child's pose. You can come to point. All right. Got 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, walk, or you can hop the feet forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your arms up, back into chair. Hands at heart center, and you're done. All right, whew, that was intense. So from here, we're gonna sweep our arms up, back to forward fold, and then we're gonna bring our knees to the ground, and we're gonna take a rest in child's pose here for a couple of minutes. All right, so while you're here in child's pose, if you wanna, you can grab a pillow to lay your head on. That can feel really nice if you've got something to support your head and your chest here. You can keep the knees wide, or you can bring the knees together. Just take a few breaths here, just deep breaths. This is where you can find your breath and you can find your calm here in child's pose. Now while we're here in child's pose, we can actually do a really deep side stretch. So if you'd like to do that with me, bring your right hand to the right of your mat, so it's going outside of your mat or your towel. And then you can bring the left hand over near the right hand, or if you can reach, you can even put your left hand, place that on top of your right. But placing your hands to the right, and then you'll feel that stretch on your left side. And back to center. We're going to do the same thing opposite side. So bring your left hand out to the side, right meets the left, deep stretch on your right side. And back to center. All right. Push back into tabletop, and then tuck the toes, push your hips back into down dog, walk forward. And then on our next inhale, we'll rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. If your feet are together, go ahead and spread them apart, hips width apart again. I'll face you guys this time. And we're going to find mountain pose again. So here in our mountain, we're going to do that same deep side stretch, but we're going to do it standing. So on your next inhale, float your arms up. Then grab your wrists with the opposite hand and lean over to one side. Inhale and exhale here. And as you breathe in next time, come back up to center. Exhale, switch sides. And inhale, exhale, bring the hands down. All right. Since we're standing, let's do some balance poses from standing. So you're here in your mountain, you're rooted down. Yeah, imagine like your feet have roots and they're like grounding you into the floor, okay? We're going to shift our weight into one foot and bring the opposite leg up. So the first thing we'll do, we'll go ahead and shift our weight into the left foot, like so, and then bring your right knee, go ahead and bend that right knee just a little bit. Your toes can still be on the floor. And you can place your hands here, like just down with your palms facing forward, or if you want to put your hands on your hips for this, or even at heart center. But from here, you're going to raise that right knee. Okay, so your right thigh should be parallel to the ground. Okay, so think of it as a tabletop. Okay. So nothing's going to roll off of that. From tabletop, we're going to open up the hip. So bring that right leg to the side. You can point the toes. You can play around with this. Point the toes. You can flex the foot. Yeah. And then bring it back to center and release. Find your mountain. And now we'll begin to shift our weight over to the opposite side. So whatever side you just and the other, and go ahead and bend that opposite knee. Toes are still on the ground. We haven't taken off yet. Hands at the hips, hands at heart center, wherever you like, and raise that left leg up to a tabletop position. Again, think the top of your thigh is flat. Nothing's going to roll off of it, and you can stay here, or if you like, you can open up that hip, and maybe today you're just this far, or maybe you're all the way opened. And bring it back to center and release. Great job. Balancing poses are really great to learn how to focus. If you need to focus, you're finding that you're feeling very scattered, you can take a moment to practice some of these balance poses to regain focus if you're working on a project or something and you're having trouble concentrating. Okay, so let's try another one. You guys have probably heard of tree pose. Tree pose is one of my favorites, and there are many variations of it. But we're going to do basic tree pose. And we'll start by, again, we're going to shift our weight over to our one leg. So whatever leg you just did, you're going to do the opposite leg now. So I'm shifting back to my left side. Now your tree can be low. You might want to bring your right foot here just above the ankle. You can bring it up to your calf. Do not place it on your knee. We don't want to put any extra pressure on your knee. Or you can bring it all the way up to your thigh. Now here in tree, you can keep your tree limbs low. You can raise them high. You can bring them heart center overhead. You can play around. You can even be a tree swaying in the wind. All right, and let's bring that leg down. Other side. So I just did my left, so now I'm going to shift my weight over to the right side, and I'm going to bring that left leg up. Again, pick your tree, and then pick your arm position. This time I'm just going to spread my fingertips wide. My leaves are dancing in the wind, and release. Okay. We'll do one more standing pose before we go back to our flow. We're going to kind of take breaks between doing a little flow since it's a little, a little more intense, and then we'll break for something else. So one more balance pose before we return. We're going to do standing pigeon, and for standing pigeon, you will shift your weight to that opposite foot. So the one you didn't just stand on. So I'm going back to my left. Shifting my weight to my left, and I'm bringing that right leg up into that tabletop, and then I'm going to kind of do like a half squat with my left leg. So I'm bending at my left knee, and then I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left knee. So it kind of makes the shape of a 4, and then I'm going to bring my hands to heart center, and I'm going to kind of do like a little squat here. Breathe. Just take a couple of breaths here. And we'll release. All right, that was standing pigeon. We're going to do the other side. So ground into the opposite leg. And bring that other knee up. Think tabletop. Begin to bend that knee. Hands at heart center. Go ahead and cross your ankle over the knee, making the shape of a 4. And see if you can hold that squat for a couple of breaths. You guys are doing great. And release. Whew, okay, so I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to step off of my mat for just a moment. Get a drink of water. I encourage you to get a drink of water any time you need. And we're going to return to the top of our mat. So from here, we're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale, we will forward fold. From here, we're going to step back into down dog, okay? So we're not going to do the full flow, but from here, we'll just go straight to down dog. From down dog, raise your right foot. So we're in a 3-legged dog. Bring your knee in between your hands, and we're going to place that right knee behind that right wrist and lower here. Now, you may be here, and you can get a pillow or even a book, or if you have yoga blocks, you can put a block here, something to support your hips. Or some of you girls are probably really limber. You can probably go all the way down even further than me. And you can bring it all the way down here. So we just did standing pigeon. This is our pigeon on the floor here, your regular pigeon pose. And you can stay here, or you can fall forward to the ground for a deeper stretch. And when you're ready, bring your palms back to your mat. We're going to tuck that left toe, and we're going to bring that right leg back to meet the left, the right foot to meet the left, pushing into downward dog. We're going to do that same thing on the opposite side. We gotta be even. Gotta maintain balance. So bring that left foot to the sky. And bring the knee in toward the chest. Place that left knee close to the left wrist. And again, find your pigeon. You could be here. Maybe you can get down to the floor. Maybe you can get down even deeper, or you can bring your ankle closer to that right wrist. My leg's more on a diagonal, but if you get really advanced in your pigeon pose, you can bring it to where your shin is parallel to the top of your mat. So that's something you can work toward if you wish. But wherever your pigeon is, you can lift your chest high, or you can fold over for a deeper stretch in the back of your hip. And on your next breath, go ahead and rise if you're not already up. And we're going to press into our palms. Tuck that right foot, so tuck your toes in toward the mat. We're going to push up, back into downward dog. All right, and yeah, still in downward dog. We're going to lift that right foot forward, three-legged dog. Bring the knee toward the chest. Plant your right foot between the toe, bring your right foot between your hands. So we're down in a low lunge, or a runner's lunge. In your low lunge, you have a few options. You can bring that left knee down in the top of your left foot. You can stay here, or you can stay up on your toes, wherever you like. So I'm bringing my knee down, and you can keep the foot between the hands, or you can bring your foot to the outer edge of your mat, so your hands are on the side of your foot here. And you even have an option to bring your hands forward for a deeper stretch, or if you can push your forearms to the ground. One more breath here. And tuck the toes on your left foot. Bring that right foot to meet the left. Push into downward dog. We're going to repeat on the opposite side. Bring that left foot up. Knee into chest. And plant the foot between the hands. So your left foot is between your hands now. And from here, I'm going to lower my knee. You don't have to. And if you'd like, you can bring that foot on the outer edge of your mat for a deeper stretch. And you can even bring your hands forward. You can lower to your forearms, wherever you want to take your lunge today. And on your next exhale, go ahead and come back into downward dog. And look toward your hand, step or jump forward. Half lift. And exhale here. Great job. Okay, we're going to inhale our arms up. Hands at heart center. Release. All right, we're going to take a break from our flow to do another standing balance pose. So if you need a drink of water, now would be a great time. This is one of my favorite poses. It's a dancer pose. I love dancer. And I'll show you a modification too, because this is probably the most challenging pose that we'll practice today. So whenever you're ready, come back to your mat. Take your mountain. And I think I'm going to show you from this side. I think you'll get a better view. So in mountain pose, you're going to first shift your weight over to one leg. I'm shifting my weight over to my left foot. And then you're going to bend the right knee or opposite knee. And you're going to turn your arm, your palm. Your arm is out and your palm's going to face the side here. You're going to grab the inside of your foot along the arch. And you can stay here where you're just stretching the front of your thigh and raise your other arm up. Or if you'd like, balancing on that left leg, you can fall forward. And as you fall forward, you can pull your other leg out, straightening the left leg. Knee is not locked, knee is soft. Exhale. And on your next exhale, come back and release. We'll do that on the other side too. And again, if you want to just have that quad stretching the front of your thigh, please stay, yeah, that's fine too. So, or you can just stand here in mountain. Mountain's really great for your posture. So, shift the weight over to the opposite side. I'm shifting my weight to my right side this time. Bending my left knee and my palms facing out. I'm going to grab the inside of my left foot along the arch. When I've got a good grip there, I'm going to bring my right hand up. And with balance, I'm going to shift my weight slowly, come forward, and And here I'm kind of like, almost like opening my heart. Try to think of opening your heart as you hold this pose. And release. Whew. All right. That was pretty intense, so feel free to take another short break, grab a drink of water. I'm going to. And then, yeah, I've got one more flow for you guys. And then we'll come back to have a seat on our mat. All right, when you're ready, come back to the front of your mat. And inhale, float the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fall forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back with your right foot, then your left. Go ahead and lower your knees, and we're going to push our hips forward for Cobra. From Cobra, we're going to tuck our toes, push up into downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, if you want to pedal out the feet, we've done a lot of balancing. So that feels really good right now. All right. Bring the right foot up, three-legged dog. Then plant the right foot between the hands. Turn your left foot to a 45-degree angle, it's kind of at a diagonal. And we're going to lift up for Warrior One. Rise tall and strong. Great job. And then we're going to shift to our Warrior Two. Warrior Two, think of your arms as like a T. You're actually twisting at the waist, but your legs are staying in the same position. Your gaze is going to go past your right fingertips. Now flip the right palm, and we're going to slowly bend the waist going back. Your left hand comes behind your knee. Gaze goes up toward the sky, looking past your fingertips again. And on your next exhale, come back to that Warrior Two. Gaze going past your fingertips. And cartwheel the arms down to the ground. Plant your hands. Turn your foot. You're going to step back. And from here, we're going to come back into downward dog. Raise the left foot. Then bring it forward. Plant the left foot between the hands. Turn the right foot out at the diagonal. And rise for Warrior One. Now we're going to twist to the side. Keep your legs at the same, but you're bringing your arms out to that T. Gaze goes past the left fingertips this time. Now lift the left hand and slowly bend back. Right hand, place that behind your knee. Gaze goes up past your fingertips. And back to Warrior Two. Look forward past your hand. And cartwheel the arms down, plant your palms, bring your foot back, now we're back into downward dog. Let's go ahead and take a child's pose here. From child's pose, we're going to repeat that sequence, but we're going to change it up just a little bit. One more breath here in child's pose. And tuck the toes, lift the hips up, push the heels down to the ground, back to your down dog. Okay, raise the right heel, and you're in your three-legged dog. You're gonna bring that right foot forward, plant it between the hands. We're gonna find warrior one again. The left foot goes down, turn it to the diagonal there. Rise tall for warrior one. And we're gonna twist to the side, arms come out to a T, gaze goes past the fingertips here. So you're looking past those right fingertips for warrior two. Now instead of reversing our warrior, we're going to straighten that right knee, and then we're going to lean over that right knee, and you're going to come down to the mat. So your fingertips, they might be here at your knee, they might be here at your shin. You might be able to go all the way to the ground, and you're going to bring that. So again, think of that T, your arms making a T, and your gaze goes up toward the ceiling if you can, or if it feels better for your neck, just gaze toward the floor. And rise back to warrior two. And in warrior two, your knee is bent. We're going to cartwheel the arms down. Bring the foot back to meet the other, downward dog. Okay, so one more time, other side. Lift that left foot up for three-legged dog. Bring the left foot between the hands. And rise for warrior one. Shift to the side, arms go out to a T, gaze goes past the fingertips, warrior two. Straighten the left leg, lean over that left leg. Now slowly lower, keep that right hip lifted for triangle. And you can look up toward your right fingertips, or you can gaze straight ahead or look toward the floor, whatever feels best for your neck in this position. All right, slowly come back to that warrior two, gazing past your left fingertips, and cartwheel the arms down. Okay, we're going to step back into downward facing dog. From down dog, when you step forward this time, bring your right foot on the outside of your right foot, and your left foot on the outside of your left foot. Now I'm going to kind of maneuver so you guys can see me a little bit better. So your hands are forward, but your feet are on the outside of your hands. We're going to do a yogi squat here. And in your yogi squat or malasana, you might be here, or you may be able to lower further to the ground, but find your stopping point, and you do not need to push any further. But when you get there, press your hands together and use the outside of your upper arm, your tricep, to push against your knees for a deeper stretch. But only if that feels good for you. If not, you can just hang here. That's fine too. All right, we're going to bring our hands down. And from here, we're going to kind of just come back into that seated position. So you guys can find that easy seat again. We're going to do some seated postures from here. So scoot back. We're going to first place our feet out in front of us like this. So back is straight and legs are straight, but your knees, keep those soft. Toes should be pointed up toward the ceiling. Inhale your arms up. And on your exhale, fall forward. Think of folding at your hips, so try not to curve your back too much as you lower. And when you reach that point where you're like, okay, I don't think I can go any further like this, then you can start to round your back. Breathe here for about 3 breaths. And as you inhale, you may push away a little bit. And then as you exhale, you can come closer. You may even be able to bring your forehead to your knees. And maybe some days you can do that, maybe some days you can't. And even if you never can, that's okay too. All right, let's release out of that shape. Okay, we're going to keep the left foot forward. bring that right knee toward our chest. And then the inside of the right foot's going to come to the inside of the left thigh. Knees pointed out. We're going to do that same thing, but over one leg. So one leg forward fold. So we'll feel stretch on our side as we do the forward fold. So inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fall forward. So you are doing a gentle twist in this forward fold. You'll feel that twisting, especially on your right side here. And on your next exhale, release. Switch sides, bring that right foot out, toes are pointed up. Bend at the left knee, bring the inside of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, arms go up. Hinge at the hips, fall forward. This time, feel that gentle twist through your left side as you bend over the right leg. And release. Okay, so now we'll come into butterfly. So bring the soles of your feet together, and you can bring them in as far as you like. So they can be out here, or they can be closer to your hips. And the knees are going to go up, down toward the floor. They don't have to touch the floor. They can be up, they can be down. And take a moment here to flap your butterfly wings, kind of loosen that up. All right, and if it feels good, you can even open your feet up like a book, and you can fall forward. Only go as far as what feels right for you today. And that can change from day to day, depending on how much we sit, how active we are, a lot of different things. One more breath here in butterfly. And come back to center. Great job. We'll do a wide-legged forward fold. We haven't done that yet. So go ahead and bring the legs wide. And we're going to do a side to side, and then we'll come back to center. So we'll start on, I'm going to go to what's my right. So lean over to the side. Kind of just lean over, and you can put your hand on your shin, you can grab your foot, and then the opposite arm's going to come up and over like so. And if you can grab your foot, that's good, but make sure your chest stays open for this. We're not collapsing into the floor. One more breath here. Inhale, come back to center, and we're going to do the same thing opposite side. So lean over to the opposite side, and keeping that chest lifted, lean over to the side. Inhale, back to center. Now we're going to hinge at the hips to fall forward between our legs, and you can come here with your palms to the floor. You can try to grab your toes and lean forward, or you can come to your forearms. Pick whichever wide-legged forward fold is best for you. Just pick your position. So I think I'm going to be here today. And on your next inhale, come back up. All right. So we're here in seated. I'm going to guide you through a short meditation here in seated position. If you would like to do this laying down, you can, but I will ask, so you do minimize distractions, that you close your eyes for this. First thing we're going to do while we're here in crisscross applesauce, we're going to place our hands on our knees, and I want you to find your breath, your natural pattern of breathing. Just inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And keep that inhale through the nose, inhale out the nose, or exhale out the nose. Stay there for a moment. Then we'll begin a 3-part breathing. On the 3-part breathing, we're going to do a 3-part inhale followed by a 3-part exhale. And the 3-part inhale starts at the belly. Then you breathe in a little bit more through the ribs. And then lastly, you breathe in even more through the chest. And then as you're breathing out, you breathe out through the chest, out through the ribs, and out through the belly. This can be tremendously relaxing. Like if you're stressed out about anything and you do a few of these 3-part breaths, you'll feel a huge difference. So keep that in the back of your mind whenever you're feeling a little bit anxious or nervous or frustrated with things. Sometimes I forget, but when I remember, it does me a lot of good. So let's try that together. On our next inhale, we'll breathe in through the belly, the ribs, then into the chest. And then as you breathe out through your nose, out through from the chest, down into the ribs, and then slowly through your belly. Let's do that a couple more times. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? All right, keep your eyes closed. We're going to come back to normal breathing. And as you come back to your normal pattern of breath, in through the nose, out through the nose, pay attention to your belly moving. Think of your belly moving in and out, kind of like how the ocean waves come into the shore. The ocean waves are moving out. Think about that. And as you continue to breathe, you might notice some thoughts entering in and out of your mind, and that's okay. That's okay. Acknowledge those random thoughts that come through your mind, almost like a big puffy cloud floating through a beautiful blue sky. But like those thoughts, that cloud's just gonna pass on by. And remember to relax your face, soften your eyelids and your cheeks. Relax your shoulders and your neck, your arms and your hands. As you sit here in stillness, maybe you can feel your heart beating through your chest. Let your heartbeat be a reminder to be grateful for everything your body does for you every day. So from here, if you're still seated and you haven't already gone down to your back, from seated, we're going to come down to our back, okay? So keep your knees bent though as you come down to your back. So knees are bent, but we're gonna recline here. Shrug your shoulders, keep them out of your ears. Your palms are down on your mat, and with your knees bent, begin to sway side to side, kind of like windshield wipers. Just letting your knees go right, and then to the left. All right, now you hug your knees into your chest, and you can roll from side to side here. Again, left to right, right to left. Feel that massage in your lower back as you roll from side to side. and come back to center. And if you would like, you can stretch your legs out and just lay here, or I invite you to keep your knees bent and grab your big toes. So you're going to bring your arms on the inside of your legs, and you can grab your big toes or wrap your hands around your feet. And we call this happy baby if you haven't done it before, and because you're kind of like a big happy baby. And you can continue to massage your back by rocking side to side. You can get loose with that happy baby. Maybe want to move those, wiggle those toes and those legs, and release. And if you're watching this later and you have some relaxing music to listen to, this is where I would invite you to pause pause the program and just listen to some relaxing music, and you can come back and come into your Savasana or final relaxation. And here you would just lie here and breathe quietly and enjoy your stillness. But since we don't have a soundtrack today, we're going to go ahead and roll over to one side. We're going to take a couple breaths here on our side before we rise. We've done a lot of work today. I'm so proud of you guys. You hung in there the entire hour. And on your next inhale, push into your hands and push yourself up and come back into that seat where we first met today. Great. Thank you so much. This was my first time doing anything like this, so thank you for bearing with me. I enjoyed it. I think I got the hang of it. Things are different right now, so we're trying some different things and trying to be creative and do what we can from our homes. We want everybody to be healthy. So show yourself some gratitude for getting to practice this today. There are so many people out there that they can't be at home right now, getting to move their bodies, and just a lot of illness out there. So I'm grateful to you for showing up, and I hope you're grateful to yourself as well. And we'll go ahead and take a couple of breaths together here at the end, and we'll close this thing out. All right, so inhale your arms up, exhale, down. Inhale your arms up and exhale, release. Inhale your arms up one more time, bringing your hands together, lowering your hands, bringing them down to your heart. Thank you again so much. This was fantastic, and I hope to get to do this again for you. We should do this again while we're out and in our homes. Namaste. Thank you.